Hey everyone, welcome back to Truthfully New Podcast. It's your boy Tyler here with the amazing Josh, our next host, and it's good to be back. We're gonna have another good conversation between host and host, talking about mental health, continuing the conversation here, and we're gonna be talking about how to support someone who is struggling with their mental health. Josh, what's going on, man? How are you?
It's going good. I'm excited to be back here to talk about more mental health and to get into this discussion. I wanted to say I think a good starting point would be that when we're talking about mental health, I think it's a lot of the times we focus on the person that's struggling, but
Yeah,
it's also important to focus on people that are trying to support the person that is actually struggling. And there's a lot of stress that comes with that. It can be scary, and it's hard to find good information about how to help and um, you know how do you do that. And I think the first thing is to educate yourself. I think that's first and foremost important. You don't want to give half baked information. You want to get the best information because you do love and that person. So I think try not to make assumptions. Educating yourself to give the best advice is first and foremost important. And then offering reassurance to that person when um, they're going through their struggles. Um, it's kind of a good starting point, I believe.
I think, Josh, especially when you go through the reassurance piece, like reassuring them that, hey, I'm here for you.
Yep.
I'm here to support you, here to be kind with you, and giving that individual some time to process what they're going through, because sometimes, um, especially if you're going through it with your partner and or supporting with a family member, give them time. Don't push them.
Right.
Don't try to say why are you feeling this way or how can I help you or like yes, they'll let you know if they need help if they want you to do anything, but be don't overassume. But I think when you talk about the assumptions, don't assume that they're not okay. Don't assume that something's like wrong. And I feel like for me, especially mental health is a big deal, especially for someone who has struggled with it, and who has been with it. And sometimes I have to tell my partner, I was like, hey, I don't know why I'm feeling this way right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't have questions or I don't have the
The
answers
answers. Yeah.
to everything, but brace with me. And
Hmm.
I think like when supporting someone with mental health is walking with them on a journey,
For sure.
walking with them on a journey because it is a journey. It does not pause just in one day. It doesn't. It's a journey that it might be off on. They might sometimes someone might be good one day. They might be so good that day. They might be feeling emotional another time, and so being able to walk on the journey with them, it's really important.
Absolutely.
And yeah, empathizing with them as well, and giving them a bit of grace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a couple key points I guess I'll take from what you just said. I think that are really important just to continue is that the time you're talking about. I think that's a very, very important thing. Like you have this idea, I think, in your mind of like I want to be good or better at this point, and then your timeline always shifts and changes. But the reality of the situation, especially with mental health, is that it's not like a like a broken foot or a broken bone. Um, the timeline, never most times never comes to fruition. It's usually not a linear path. It's something that ebbs and flows, and I think that's something that can be difficult for people when they support somebody, especially if they don't understand mental illness. They think it's just going to get better one day and then it's going to be gone. But the reality, it is not like that at all. It's something that can go away for a few weeks and then come back for a year or two. Um, it's not like a broken bone, and I think that's an important part that you touched on. And then secondly, I think it's kind of what you also touched on as well is that it's very independent, or person dependent. What someone struggles with can be completely different than what someone else struggles with, or what someone struggles with can be similar to what someone else struggles with, but how you heal from that and the process of healing can be very different. So I think those are very important parts of what you just discussed. Um, I think also an important thing in terms of supporting somebody is maybe trying to get them into treatment. Treatment's not for everybody. And that can be in terms of medical or like therapy. It doesn't always work, but I think it's hard to push yourself to get treatment.
Yeah.
I've definitely experienced that with my mental health. Is you in the back of your head, maybe you do need therapy or you do need medication, but it's hard to get yourself there. And I think with more support, especially with your friends and your loved ones, I think that can push you to do that. And then if it happens to be that it doesn't work for you, then you can always not continue. But I think that's an important thing to discuss as well.
And I think, Josh, I think the acknowledging, you're talking about acknowledging, and I feel like sometimes you don't acknowledge, you don't give, say, I'm not okay. I'm not
Hmm.
okay right now. And I feel like I feel like I've been through that sometimes when I've said, oh, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. But in my feelings, I'm not okay.
Right.
And don't hold it in. Like, express yourself. To whoever you need to talk to, whether it's a counselor, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member. Express it out, like
Hmm.
talk it out, like have that trusted individual where you can just talk um because that has helped me a lot to my mental health is
Hmm.
just talking to others, being able to express, being able to cry, and
For
stuff
sure.
like that. I feel like I've done a lot of it, and I feel like a lot of people don't think that because that person is going through something that they're perfect. Oh, you're not supposed to be experiencing this. You're not supposed to be going through this because you have it all together. You have it. No, don't assume that.
No.
Don't assume that someone who has it all together, they have the good position, they have the good qualification, they have the good education, everything. Don't make them feel that way because then they're not gonna trust you. They're not gonna be able to talk to you because like I've experienced that a lot, like with some friends where they feel like I had it all together. They felt like I had it. I feel like no, I can't trust you. I can't talk to you because then you think that I'm perfect, and if you think that I'm perfect, then you think that I can go through mental health. So
100%.
never assume that um a person can go through mental health based on the popularity of what they have.
Hmm.
Anyone can go through it. And so being humble, if someone come to you about it, like just be open to hear them out and don't assume that, oh, they're just having a bad day.
Right.
No, it's not a bad day. They're experiencing something and they came to you because they believe that you're the trusted individual.
100%. Yeah, I think that's a very,
Yeah,
very educated point you just made there for sure. And I guess maybe just to add on to maybe in the conclusion of all this, the discussion we're having here, I would say it's important as well when you're supporting someone to take care of yourself. Um,
yeah,
Bearing all that weight of what someone else is going through can also affect you
yeah,
mentally. And I think being able to understand your limits is important. I think being able to not overexert yourself, but also understanding that you're not going to help them by yourself. And in the large case of most mental illness cases, um, the person actually experiencing the mental illness that you're trying to support in the long run has to be the one that does the work and puts the work in, um, and it's not your responsibility to take too much on. And you can be you can always ask other people for support, or how I'm ask them for advice, or be like, oh, I'm helping this person with this. Do you think that's a good idea, or do you think it's not a good idea? And then, being able to take breaks as well, and being able to communicate that to your person, saying like, oh, I need to take a break from this right now for a little bit, or what have you. I think that's also an important thing that definitely gets overlooked is the mental capacity that the supporter has, because that can be very very hard to do.
Yeah, I totally agree. Take breaks. I feel like that's the wrap up of today's episode. I feel like take breaks. Um, get a smoothie, whatever you like. I like banana smoothie. What do you like, Josh? What's your favorite smoothie?
My
If
favorite
you had a
smoothie?
smoothie. Yeah, yeah.
My favorite smoothie? Probably strawberry banana.
Ah, yeah, yeah. So we wrap this up by saying, hey, go there, get your favorite smoothie, get your favorite whatever you need to help you. It's just something that guides you with a good self care therapy. So go get some smoothie, and we'll see you at the next episode.